Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news for the 18th of February 2023. Welcome to the stream, and apologies for the lack of a tutorial this week. Unfortunately, I've been experiencing computer problems for a while now, but I've been managing to work around them. Sadly, my gaming PC here is reaching its last it's on its last legs. I've been having nothing but trouble with it, and I wasn't even able to get DCS to load today, let alone actually record anything. So that's not great, but I'm going to be rebuilding this bad boy during the course of the next week in order to have a working computer for next Saturday. However, that doesn't stop the stream. We shall stream on, especially because there's a whole bunch of fun stuff. Well, mostly one topic, but there's fun stuff to talk about today, so that's cool. So, welcome to the stream, Mr. Yeti, Tiger Moto, Paul Dillon, Pink Floyd, Sim Taylor, who else have we got? Matt Jones. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Yeah. It's I used to work in a PC repair shop. We used to make gaming PCs, but that was about 22 years ago. So, some of my knowledge is a little bit out of date these days as well, but the principles all still apply. And actually, this machine I built myself, although that was quite a few years back now. So I'm going to try and bring it all the way up to date. We'll see how it goes. So, welcome trolls, welcome Packer, welcome everybody, welcome to the stream. So I guess, without any further ado, we should jump straight on in and take a little look at the Eagle Dynamics newsletter for this week, because it's pretty much a single topic newsletter this week, and we're going to be going a little bit in depth into it. So let's have a little peek. Dear fighter pilots, partners and friends, at long last the incredible DCS F-15E Strike Eagle by Razbam is now available for pre-order with 30% savings off the retail price. Some people got a bit more than that, but we'll go into that later. This potent multi-role combat aircraft simulation is now in the final phase of debugging and testing. We are confident it will be a huge success. Please note that that the pre-order is only available from our DCS World store. Enjoy the trailer. So yes, not available on Steam. That's a very important thing to note. We look forward to sharing more information with you in the near future. Please read the detailed features of this iconic module below and stay tuned for early access details. Well, they did ask us to enjoy the trailer, so let's quickly jump on in here. Sadly, without the audio is really nice in this one, but let's have a quick peek at the trailer that we got for pre-order F-15E Strike Eagle. Looking really, really nice, I have to say. It's looking very, very, very tasty. See if you can spot during the course of this trailer the vertical stabilizer jiggle. There is a point where they kind of show it off a little, and I think it looks really, really good. But in general, this is looking really nice. And of course, they're taking the opportunity to show off the South Atlantic map for us as well, as much as possible. Yes, Tiger Moto. It crashed the server. Seems even Hour 1 was a huge success. I agree. Like, to me, that's a sign that a lot of people are excited for this aircraft, myself included. So yeah, tell me when you see that vertical stabilizer jiggle. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, check this one out with the audio as well. They've done a really nice job putting this trailer together. I think that was GBU 24s on there as well. Nice to see those. I could be wrong. So there's some Paveway 3 weapons. Yes. Yeah, the wing flex, the stabilizer, jiggle, like they've got a lot of nice stuff going on here. And I think they're also applying the tech that they demoed in the Mirage 2000C with regards to adjustable mirrors, which is going to be cool. So there you go. Isn't that splendid? Just saw the jiggle. Everybody likes the jiggle. Yeah, really, really nice. I've not seen an aircraft in DCS modelled that before, because there are aircraft out there that get a little bit of jiggle in the tail or in the vertical stabilizer, and F-15 is the first one I've seen to actually model this. Very cool. They porked the pre-order for sure. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, they did a little bit. Welcome to the stream, Bina Babe. Who else have we got? Welcome Stu. Welcome Paul. Oh no, Paul Dillon. I already said hello to you, but I'll say hello to you again. Yeah, Stu. Yeah, my friend got it for $24. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit funny. So, pre-order by Razbam. The F-15E Strike Eagle was developed in the mid-1980s as a multi-role fighter designed to perform air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. An impressive array of avionics and electronic systems give the F-15E the capability to fight at low or high altitude, day or night, and in all weather. The Strike Eagle is the US Air Force's premier strike fighter, still in use today. And I wonder, are we getting the images? No, they're linking us. Oh no, I closed the wrong damn thing. Let me see here. Let's try that again. They're just linking us straight to the store. Yeah, I'll try and find those later. The Strike Eagle delivered fighter aircrew several first-time capabilities. Its APG-70 radar, based on the very capable APG-63 from the F-15A and D, boasted a synthetic mapping capability that can create pictures of the target based solely on radar imaging. A self-contained, networked electronic warfare suite gives the aircraft excellent self-protection capabilities with enhanced battle space information being delivered to the ergonomic two-seat cockpit layout. Oh dear. Look at us. We're looking for aircraft to jiggle. Well, it's important. The low-altitude navigation and targeting infrared for night, Lantern, allows the aircraft to fly at low altitudes, at night, and in all weather conditions, to attack ground targets with a variety of precision-guided and unguided weapons. The Lantern system consists of two pods attached to the exterior of the aircraft. This gives the F-15E unequaled weapons delivery accuracy. The navigation pod contains a terrain-following radar that allows the pilot to operate at very low altitudes, following cues displayed on the heads-up display. This system can also be coupled to the aircraft's autopilot to provide fully hands-off capability. Isn't that splendid? Each of the low-drag conformal fuel tanks, adapted to smoothly fit the F-15E's fuselage, can carry 750 gallons of fuel. The tanks hold weapons on short pylons rather than conventional weapon racks, reducing drag and further extending range. For air-to-ground missions, the F-15E can carry most of the weapons in the Air Force's inventory. It may also be armed with the AIM-9M Sidewinder or AIM-120C Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missile. For the air-to-air role, the E model also has an internally mounted 20mm gun that can carry up to 500 rounds. Giggity. Key features include... the subject of this study level simulation is the F-15E Strike Eagle Suite 4E+, software installed on Strike Eagles in around 2003. So key features: advanced flight model that provides realistic performance and flight characteristics for the F-15E Strike Eagle, with Pratt & Whitney F100 PW229 engines. Highly detailed external 3D model and textures for the most accurate F-15E currently available in any simulation software. Highly detailed and accurate 6 dimensions of freedom cockpit based on 3D scanned objects with high-resolution textures, specular and bump mapping, and mouse interactive controls. Detailed and thorough simulation of the F-15E's AN/APG-70 radar, Joint Tactical Information Distribution System data link. Training materials will include a set of interactive training missions covering all the most important instruments, weapons, and aspects of using the aircraft, fully detailed manual for the aircraft and systems, a free story-driven campaign built by Baltic Dragon, and a set of single missions for single-player, multiplayer, and multi-crew. Please kindly note that the DCS F-15E Strike Eagle by Razbam is now available for pre-purchase and benefits from a 30% discount. Splendid. Sim Taylor, never heard. Can the Strike Eagle carry the harm? A good question. Tiger Moto is saying no, it's not in the US Air Force inventory. Interesting. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of whether or not it carried it. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to my old Jane's F-15 Strike Eagle days and the kind of things that we carried back then, because that's not far off of the time period when this is simulating. In fact, is the time of that sim. That was only a few years earlier, I think. Yeah, just have a buddy and a Viper. That's it. The F-16 is your seed platform of choice anyway. So that's everything we have in the Eagle Dynamics newsletter for this week. This is the big topic that everybody's talking about right now. And let's jump straight into good old Stormbirds, stormbirds.blog for all of your flight simulation news. They have done a full article all about the pre-order rollout and stating that it has been a challenge. And there certainly has been a lot of stuff going on, from strange pricing, not being available on Steam, and also the actual pre-release being pushed twice now before it finally came to a head. Sim Taylor, one thing I do wish is that the documentation was available. If we're waiting on it, reading up on it would be a good way to kill time waiting for it. Well, it may be the case it's not ready yet. Also, the fact is, of course, the aircraft is still being developed. So, yeah, they probably just don't have finalized documentation for us as yet. So I'll read the headline on this one and then I'll jump into the details. Cursed, unlucky, DCS F-15E's pre-order rollout really has been something, and in case you're wondering what's been going on and what we've heard from various sources, I've tracked down what I've read and seen to make sure that you're up to date. So, delays and pricing issues. Yeah, it's not been going super well in that regard. They pushed it originally a little bit, and then they had to push it again. Nineline on the DCS Discord said those that managed to get it on the cheap should count themselves lucky and get to keep it at that price. Yeah, it initially was listed of a pre-order price erroneously of just $24. I assume somebody applied the percentage the wrong way. According to several community members, they were able to purchase it at that price before the issue was discovered and the pricing corrected. And ED Community Manager Nineline confirmed that those who did get it at the unusually low price will get to keep it at that price. So yeah, kind of exciting. And then there's the Steam issue. Big Newy on DCS World forums stated the developer chose not to offer the 30% pre-order on Steam due to the small margins from the Steam fees plus the discount. The F-15E will of course be on Steam in the future at 20% off when it's released. So apparently the 30% off was just too much given Valve's margins when things are listed on Steam. That, to me that makes sense. I work in the gaming industry. I know that we list, the company I work for at least, and I'm not speaking on their behalf, list games on different platforms, sometimes based on the margins, simply because certain games we wouldn't be able to make a profit on if we listed them on certain stores. So this to me makes perfect sense. A lot of people said fair enough, but it would have been nice to have known that in advance, because there were a bunch of people who were kind of disappointed when on pre-order day they were not able to get the module on the store that they expected to. I think that's a valid point. I think ED or Razbam, more likely Razbam, seeing as how it's their choice, should have communicated this a bit earlier so people knew what to expect. However, these things happen. These things happen. And then also, it's not going to be part of the ED Miles program. Again, Nineline on the DCS forums. Yes, sorry, Razbam opted out of the ED Miles program right now for the F-15E. So I would assume, again, this was a case of the margins not really allowing for this. If they're going to have it 30% off and it's going to be in the ED Miles program, then they were probably not making very much money. And that would almost certainly be what motivated that. Note, though, he does say right now. So it may be the case that once it's at full price or once it's been released, it may then be part of the program. I'd be surprised if it's not part of the ED Miles program later on. So you have that. And the servers went down. It wasn't just you if you tried to sign on earlier and found it difficult to log on to the web store or even some of the other DCS World services. The system appeared to struggle under the load of a significant number of people all looking to pre-order the F-15E on day one, and that made the server unresponsive to some and inaccessible to others. Now, this is even worse than it sounds. I happen to be an admin for a virtual squadron, the Virtual Air Force, which we'll talk about a little bit later. The servers were so badly pounded that ED's central API server, which is used for multiplayer servers, I think it's used, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it may even be used for like their licensing and things like that. Everything went down. So we were running DCS servers, and our servers were up and working normally, but because ED's master browser was down, nobody could find us. So it didn't matter that our gaming server was up. Nobody could connect to it unless they did a direct connect and typed in the IP address. So basically, ED's entire infrastructure went down on day one of this pre-order, which is not brilliant. Alexander, any comms about Normandy 2? No, nothing that I'm aware of at this time. Tiger Moto, apart from the H64, I don't ever recall getting miles for a pre-order. Good point. It may be the case that really only the ED modules have done it, so I don't know. Sim Taylor, any word on the F4 or Kola Peninsula? Also, no on both of those fronts. We have no updates. But this week we have no updates really on anything else. But at the end, I have a little bit of speculation, so we'll take a look at that later. Welcome to the stream, Leo. Sim Taylor, I made my purchase right before they crashed the whole damn thing. Worried that my purchase didn't go through. Checked it twice, so I know it's there. Mr. Yeti, didn't we get double miles on the H64? Why was that? I have no idea. Keep in mind that the H64 is developed by Eagle Dynamics themselves, and so things like margins and overheads and so on don't apply. They're not going to be charging themselves those things, I imagine. Paul Dillon, wait for when the F4 comes out, that will crash the site. I would assume that they're going to learn from this experience and bulk up their infrastructure, but who knows. Ryan, I was amazed they had everything interconnected like that and no load balancing. I'm also, I come from an infrastructure background. I'm also a little bit surprised that it kind of collapsed like this. I don't know anything about how ED's systems are set up, but it's odd to me that everything is so interconnected. I think microservices, man. Microservices are the way these days. Hammy, hi all, late to the party, Eagle hype, worried manual won't be available day one, but the videos from Notso have been good. Yeah, I don't know about documentation. Razbam have had a kind of up and down history when it comes to documentation, with very, very good examples of documentation and cases where documentation is still mostly missing. So I don't know what the situation is going to be. Sim Taylor would be interested in what kind of traffic flow they had on sale day. I guess it's the biggest release they've had so far. Yes, indeed. Tiger Moto, we do, however, finally have a HB Discord. That's true. Heatblur Discord is up and running. I've jumped onto that. It looks really, really nice. Nice to see Heatblur on the Discord platform. Pink Floyd, Razbam's communication skills with the customers are not the best. I'm being polite, of course. Yeah, it's hard to argue that. It's a shame because I'm a really big, as I've often professed, I am a big Razbam fanboy. I really like Razbam. I really like their products. But yeah, they could probably communicate a bit better. But we accept these things. We like those guys. They're okay. They'll get there in the end. And I'm sure that as of right now, they are crazy busy. So let's give them a pass for now. Michael John, evening sir. I think Razbam ED made a right pig's ear of the pre-order, to be honest. Waiting for a release date for it before I pull the trigger, as I'm not a fan of paying in the next few months. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Neil C, why pre-order until they tell us more about what you're going to get? All we've seen so far is the radar. True. And yeah, pre-orders are not for everybody. If you want to support the developer no matter what, then pre-order is a good way of doing that. It helps them, it boosts them along a little bit on the kind of final phase of development. If you don't want to do it, though, you absolutely should not. And if you have any concerns, you absolutely should not give anybody your money. Frantic Stone, Tornado next. Well, as I've often said, F-15E Strike Eagle, basically the American Tornado. So we're getting that nice and early. So, and I think Stormbirds makes a point at the end. This is just the beginning. I'm sure lots of these things will get ironed out, and things like not being in the ED Miles program and not being on Steam will be rectified later. So, but oh, nice pictures, nice pictures. So moving on, we also have another article on Stormbirds. It's actually referencing a bunch of stuff that Razbam posted on their Discord. I do really like Discord, but Discord is problematic, I think, for like referencing. Like that's why I'm using Stormbirds, because Stormbirds have gone to the trouble on our behalf of copy pasting everything out of Discord and putting it on a web page. Razbam, please just have a web page, or even just post stuff in the Eagle Dynamics forums, somewhere nice that I can open up with Chrome and just like read the text. That's what I want. Oh, Michael John, more excited for the Phantom. The Phantom is also extremely exciting, so I'm with you there. Pedro, is a campaign included in the module? Yes, we're getting a really cool campaign included in the module. I don't know if it's going to be available at early access, but there is a fully featured campaign, complete with voice acting and all that sort of fun stuff. Welcome to the stream, Mark S. Pink Floyd, I wonder if anything be come out before the Eagle. Eagle's probably, well, you know, based on rumours, it's coming out in the next sort of 2-3 months. Are we expecting anything before that? The only thing we could potentially see before that comes to mind is the F4, because the F4 is supposedly also at around about that same point in development. So, but we haven't seen it in video yet, although in saying that, Heat Blur sometimes don't release too much video materials before a release, so I don't know. Hard to say. Mr. Yeti, this is all side news. Big news, the M2000 tinted visor is already in the sim? I thought it was coming, but it's implemented already. Huh, that's interesting. It's true, you can open Discord with Chrome. Absolutely true, yeah, of course. You can open Discord in Chrome, but the thing is, okay, yes, you know, individual messages on Discord, you can generate a URL for them and like copy paste that and keep it. But you know, why not just have a web page like this? You know, web pages, we've had them for decades now. They're really easy to navigate. They're persistent. You can go straight to them. You know, look at this URL that Stormbirds have. The URL is literally F-15E to receive post-launch updates in chronological order. Like if I copy pasted this from Discord, I hate to think what the URL would look like. Discord is great, but the problem with Discord is that it's very ephemeral. You know, Discord is there and then it's gone. You know, you post a message, people see it for a few minutes, then it's gone. You know, I know it's not gone, but you know, it's gone from everyone's memories. No one will ever find it again. Okay, as a search feature, but give me a web page article any day. I'm much happier with that. Tiger Moto, not sure the F4 is really close, haven't even seen the cockpit. I'm just talking about statements that Heat Blur have made. At the start of the year, they said that the F4 was close. So, no idea. Sim Taylor, pure conjecture, but I think that the next ED patch is going to be major. I have suspicions about the next patch, because it's kind of a little bit... if they were holding to the usual sequencing, it would have been about now, but instead they've pushed it out to the 1st of March. And I can only think the reason they're doing that is because something slightly bigger is coming. So are we going to see multi-threading? Are we going to see DLSS? Are we going to see Sinai? I don't know. I think we're going to see something bigger than usual on the 1st of March, but I have no idea what it's going to be yet. Spellsword 91, F4 in the summer, if lucky. That's good. That's not too long. Frantic Stone, that's why we, at the VAF, are building our own knowledge repo. Yes. Michael John, curious, mate, as to your thoughts on the SA map. Mulling it over, but wondering if there's enough to keep me interested. I like the South Atlantic map. Some people have complained about it being a little bit empty and about some of the textures in places not being great. They have actually updated it a number of times now. They have already improved textures, created more airfields, and created more entities. I think it's really good. I think for the landmass alone, it's kind of worth it because it's a huge map. An absolutely huge map, and it has, you know, almost an equal amount of sea and land. You know, there's a huge amount of land to work with, and there's a huge amount of sea. So whether you're doing kind of over the land stuff, naval stuff, or a combination of both, it's great. And then, of course, there is the historical context of the Falkland Islands. you could recreate a 1980s scenario there, or you could even create a kind of Falklands take two or whatever you want to do. What if the Falklands War happened today? That kind of stuff. So there's a lot of fun to be had on the South Atlantic map, I think. One of the things I was doing with it was just tooling around in the Bronco, the OV, is it OV10? I forget. OV10 Bronco, and actually just taking off from grass airfields, doing marking with rockets, landing in fields, taking off again, using roads. I was having a blast, just basically flying around like I'm in a general aviation aircraft. A lot of fun. Tier 0. I think someone on the forum predicted the F4 for the end of the year. Oof. And HB quoted it saying the date was way off, seeming to suggest it would be a lot earlier. Okay. Oh, that date was way off. Right, I get it. Yes, SA map is a great sense of size and depth, says Pink Floyd. Stu, F-18, you need at least 2 tanks to fly on the SA map. It is a huge map, absolutely. Evangelos, welcome. I have a hunch they may issue the Normandy 2 map. That also could well be the case, yes. That would be about correct timing as well. Mr. Yeti, if you do a long transit flight, it's interesting, starting in the south, fly north, seeing the scenery change. Packer Edge, what's the performance of the SA map in VR right now? I heard it wasn't good at launch. Has that improved? It's been fine for me. I fly in VR, and my computer is now half dead, but even before it almost completely died, I don't have a particularly good machine, and I was able to run it fine in VR. Welcome to the stream, Yogi. Alexander, SA would be good if ED released as trial, so more missions can be made. You might find that will happen once it is finished. It's still in early access. Yep. Yeah, MB339, Argentinian Air Force, nice. Yogi, finally the F-15E Strike Eagle. I've already placed my order. Well, it's not here yet, but we're getting there. Sim Taylor, one thing I've been trying to do is fly from the very south of the SA map and end up on the Falklands. Wife never gives me enough time. Yeah, it's going to take you a bit of time. So anyway, sorry, onwards. We have this article on Stormbirds. It is like a copy-paste of a Discord message from Prowler on the Razbam Discord. And this is a really interesting statement they've made and a really interesting approach to module development. Dear customers, our roadmap. You will receive an F-15E with a software update known as Suite 4E+. The F-15E didn't really have changes in blocks or lots like the F-16 or F-18. The F-15E was in the form of software updates called suites. This is actually somewhat similar to what they do with the Harrier, in fact. We will continue to work and add those systems and weapons, and as they came online with the real-life F-15E. I'm reading this verbatim, but keep in mind Prowler's first language is not English, so we know what he means. This is our chronological technology updates, known as CTU, and will be an era-specific designation. Current version is Suite 4E+, set around 2005, mid-2000s. You will have full AN APG-70 air-to-air and air-to-ground radar, and the AN AAQ-14 Lantern targeting pod. This will allow you to target and destroy aircraft and ground targets originally designed for the F-15E in early access when released. As time goes on, and as we continue to implement newer items, you will start to receive these CTUs in the form of systems and weapon accessible via special options menu in DCS. Oh, this is really interesting. So in your special options menu, you'll basically be able to designate what era you want your F-15 to be, and that will control what software suite you have and what equipment you have available. That's pretty cool. The first CTU, the 2010, will introduce you to the AN/AAQ-28 Lightning II targeting pod and the newer digital UFC. The second CTU that they have planned, 2015, will be the AN/AAQ-33 Sniper XR pod and the joint helmet-mounted queuing system. The CTUs will be developed and the product properly updated, upgraded with no extra cost, as fast as we're able to fulfill the original Suite 4, 5+ features and characteristics. 2023, the year of the Strike Eagle. Very, very nice. And yeah, this is kind of a weird way of doing it, but I kind of like it. It's going to make it feel like, you can kind of imagine that you're going through your Eagle driver career, and you're starting off with an earlier aircraft, and the longer you own the aircraft, the more it's getting updated, which, that's what life is like for real military pilots. Every 5 or so years they have to learn new systems and their software gets updated. So kind of cool. So let's have a little look here. Welcome to the stream, all you extra people who've just joined in. Thank you. Thank you for joining. So apparently we are only getting Lantern, not Lightning. Initially, at least. Yes, that's correct. So in the initial release, we get Lantern. So the same pod that the F-14 currently uses. Same pod that the F-16... Is it the F? Yeah, the F-16 initially flew with Lantern as well. So yeah, looking really, really cool. We'll then later get Lightning 2, and then we'll later get Sniper XR and the helmet-mounted queuing system. That's pretty cool, because earlier on they were kind of humming and hawing about the helmet-mounted queuing system. Well, much, much earlier. I don't know what they were saying more recently. Very nice to get this confirmation now that we are definitely getting the Jehikmus, which is nice. Michael John. I don't like the chronological nature of Eagle updates personally. I think everything available in DCS the jet uses should be implemented at launch. The problem is that they haven't implemented all of this stuff yet. So I guess they're thinking about ways of deploying these updates, and they thought that this was a kind of clever, fun way to do it. If we wanted to have everything at initial launch, then we wouldn't be getting the aircraft for another year or two. So this is how we can get the aircraft now, but get all of the features later. Tier 0, I found the Heatblur release date response if anyone's interested. Certainly seems they're well on their way. Yes, please, Tier 0. Go for it. Heard rumours about that the Kola map will come before the Sinai, but Orbex is quite busy spitting out models and airports in MSFS. Yeah. I don't know anything about that. Okay, and now we're going on to a little bit of speculation. A lot of people have been talking about the MiG-29, and this is because of something that Razbam posted on TikTok, of all places. I didn't even... Not Razbam, Digital Combat... ED. I didn't realise that ED even had a TikTok. I don't even bother looking at TikTok, because it's a load of nonsense. However, let's have a little look here. This is probably copyright music, and I'm going to get banned now. But it's TikTok, so I can't even mute it. Let's see if we get away with this. I'm going to get demonetized. So, how many want to see a full fidelity MiG-29 in DCS? Like, follow, and comment if you do. So I guess they're trying to generate interest in their TikTok channel. EA means that we don't get everything yet, but we will get the aircraft to play with at least, says Tomash. I prefer that, honestly, rather than waiting for a few years more. Yeah, absolutely. Pedro, more complex than A10C? Yes, massively so. I recall flying it in Jane's F-15E Strike Eagle, so, yeah. Oh, great! It's muted. Don't worry. Yeah, okay. I've got my PC audio in OBS muted. I forgot that I did that. Clever me. I'm stopping myself from getting demonetized. Excellent. So, this is weird to me that Eagle Dynamics are posting this kind of clickbaity content. Hey, MiG-29, who wants to see a MiG-29? And of course, they've been talking about it a lot. They did suggest that after the Black Shark 3, that it could be the next module that they work on. But we really have absolutely zero information about this aircraft. And I'm kind of like, how easy is it to actually make a semi-modern Russian aircraft these days? Are they not going to end up with some of their developers in prison or something? Because I think that some of Eagle Dynamics developers are still in Russia. So I don't know. This is all a bit strange to me. But when they were originally talking about the MiG-29, it was going to be an exceptionally early model. It was going to be a very, very early, like MiG-29A. So I guess it might be possible to do such an early version. Would be very, very cool. Would be very, very cool. Tier 0, here's the link. Where's the link? I don't have a link. Did you send something to me? I'm going to take a very quick look. No, I don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be really, really cool. I think it'd be really, really cool. I would like a full fidelity MiG-29 for sure. Yeah, we need more Red Force stuff. Absolutely. $24 or $60, $56, £48. I don't know what we're talking about. Why are we shouting out currencies? Export models are okay though, I think. I guess it would have to be one of the export, one of the early export models. Sim Taylor, well, the Germans and the Poles have the documentation for the MiG-29. Poland still has 29, says Tomasz. That Germany sold for €1 a piece, so there should be a bit of info lying around. I'm not worried about the availability of information. MiG-29 is such a kind of early aircraft that there will definitely be lots of manuals and documentation, subject matter experts and whatnot. What I'm worried about is developers who work for Eagle Dynamics ending up in prison in Russia. That's more my concern, because a lot of the Russian laws around exporting military secrets are very, very draconian right now. So that's more my concern. Information is no problem. Legal side is more my worry. But, Eagle will be fully aware of that, and they'll be fully aware of Russian law. So I don't imagine they're going to be doing anything unless they can safely. Oh, I keep pressing enter before I post the link, so it ends up a few comments down. Oh, right, okay. Okay, fair enough. Michael John, been enjoying Reflected's F-14 campaign of late. I think he's just about the best campaign maker for DCS. I actually haven't played a single player campaign in like 10 years or so. I should give one a go. Michael John, been enjoying... that's what I just read. Oh dear, I'm losing my mind. Tomasz, thought I'd love it if we got the Polish updated version. The original Soviet avionics too, yeah. I think if we're getting a MiG-29, it's going to be very, very bare bones. It's going to be one of the very early ones, and quite possibly an export model. But the thing is, the engines and the aerodynamics are going to be the same. It's still going to be a beast in the air, even if the systems are going to be a bit basic. Indy Navy sniper pod for Hornet then, since F-15 is getting it now. Well, of course, we don't know if this is something that's being developed and will be integrated into the SDK, into the sim as it were, or if this is something that Razbam are custom making for themselves. Of course, if Razbam creates a Sniper XR pod in the F-15 module only, nobody else will be able to use it. It would need to get implemented in Eagle Dynamics SDK. So I suspect not. The simulated DCS Hornet never used it. Okay, well that'd be another reason. Maybe YouTube chat is blocking the link. I've posted it 3 times now. Yes, that's interesting. Let me have a little look here, Tier 0. Let me see if I can do something about that. No, I can't. Okay, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Sadly, I do sometimes feel like I've lost my mind. But yeah, that's basically everything that we have news-wise. Von Hoffing, let's to Angry Eagle. Yes, well, I'm very much looking forward to the Eagle. But that's basically everything we have for this week. Very F-15E Strike Eagle heavy episode. Yeah, that's the main thing. And then, of course, this little tease about the MiG-29. And who knows, that might just be Eagle Dynamics trying to big up their TikTok channel. I can't imagine that's not really confirmation of anything. But we of course, watch with interest. Lit HP, apparently they are making their own Lantern TGP, so they may be making their own sniper pod. Tomash, no links in the chat, replace dots with dot or something, so it's not picked up by the filter. Give that a go, see if it works, see if you can get that posted. In the meantime, I'm going to big up the VAF. It's time to pimp the VAF, as I often do. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is an online virtual squadron that was started by myself and dotChuckles so many years ago. We're a kind of opt-in milsim squadron where you have the option of flying any airframe you like and joining us as a freelancer. Alternatively, you can join one of our numbered internal squadrons where we do type ratings and mandatory training. And currently we have squadrons for the A-10, the Apache, the Harrier, the F-16 and the F-18. And we have squadrons both in the EU zone now and in the North American zone if you find yourself in the USA or Canada or similar kinds of places. Everyone is welcome. We're currently running a kind of multi-week persistent campaign as a mission, which is really, really cool. When we're not doing that, we normally do training on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. UK time, and on Thursdays we would normally do a mission night, also at 8 p.m. UK time. Hit us up on our Discord, it's in the show notes below. Everybody's welcome, whether you fly with us or not. Yeah, some people just hang out there and talk about all manner of stuff. Cooking and stuff, all kinds of things. So it's a fun place to hang out, a lot of cool people, it's a nice vibe, and you can fly with us or you can just chat. Lots of fun. So yeah, check out our Discord down below. But that's basically everything that that's everything that I've got for this week. It was kind of a slow news week, but there was still a lot to discuss with regards to the F-15E Strike Eagle. I've been Deepak. Normally I would post a tutorial video every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. UK time. I didn't today because my computer's on the fritz. I'm going to rebuild it during the course of the week, and then I hope to post another tutorial video for you all on Saturday next week. Currently doing the series on the F-14 Tomcat by Heatblur. My next video will be how to drop laser-guided bombs using the Lantern targeting pod, both with a human Rio and with Jester. And that's always followed by the DCS news, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. Thank you very much, everyone who's already done so. You also have the option of joining Deepak's ground crew if you want to support the channel even further. That's a really, really huge help, and I really appreciate those of you who've already done so. Big shout out to the members of Deepak's ground crew: Harish Rajan, Leo Netzel, Byron Farrow, Storm Kimbari, Channel Wright, Mangash, J.R. Walker, Chandro Hedgevald, Griff Nizzle, Mr. Yeti, Frantic Stone, Pink Floyd, Bread, Tier Zero, Erdink Ertan, Veli Tapani Korpikanas, and Tiger Moto. Thank you very much, everyone. Big shout out and big salutes to everybody. Yes, Tier Zero, pop it into the comments after and we can all take a peek at that after the fact. Do a build video. I don't know if anyone wants to see me crawling around on the floor swearing and spilling coolant, but yeah, maybe. Thank you very much, Tiger Moto. I'll do my best. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I salute you all. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.